here, as you can see, actually in the wrong one. Let me go back to the intro. So oops, the intro is also wrong. I didn't have time to do this. Okay, so that's fail. So let's just go back here. So I implore you to subscribe. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed yesterday and so far this month, because it helps the channel. What happens is when more people subscribe, the algorithms send out to more people, and then that will also inspire more people to come in. And those people who come in, they will either share some information, which I'll share with all of you, or what they will do is they'll request something which I'll go and review, and then I can again share with everybody. So it's worthwhile to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It's one way, simple way you can help out the channel. Just subscribe. Okay, back to the tutorial here. So Shlink is you can install it in your server. I'm going to use Podman, so it's containerized. Podman is a rootless container, but everything I do, you can easily, if you already have Docker and you don't want to migrate away from Docker, that's fine. You can still use Docker. Everything will just work just as is. Okay. So as I said, I'm going to be using Podman, which is an open source container management tool that's an alternative to Docker. Shlink is open source. As you guys know, the reason I only mostly use open source software is because I'm able to review it. And for example, I can file bugs, and that way, I don't get in trouble. For example, I was banned from Twitter because I reviewed I think it was my AMD Instinct MI60 GPU, and I actually got the content from the AMD website, and it actually, I got it right from the PR. Even the video I created actually said PR, download what do you call it, the media kit. That's where I got it from. But they still banned me because they think that I stole content or all images. So they didn't explain to me why, but I suspect it's because they think I stole my own content or I stole content from AMD. I don't know what's going on. So, but they didn't explain it. That's what I'm saying. So I just have to speculate. Anyway, this is about Shlink, not about AMD or Twitter. So it's open source URL shortening service. It allows you to create, manage, shorten links, track link statistics, and even customize URLs. What sets Shlink apart from other URL shorteners is that it's self-hosted nature, meaning you have full control over your data, privacy, and custom features. So before we start, if you want to follow along, you need some type of a server. It could be local. That's what I'm going to do for the testing. It could be cloud-based. Obviously, it can be remote as well, with access to a terminal. So you do need to have a terminal. You need Podman installed on your server. Obviously, I said before, you can. It's a drop-in replacement for Docker for this particular tutorial. And you need a basic understanding of the command line. Don't worry about that. You can simply just copy my commands and I'll explain them. Very, very simple. You can also use a Docker Compose or Podman Compose. That's optional but helpful for managing services. And if you haven't installed Podman yet, you can follow the official installation guide for your operating system. So if you don't know what Podman, you can simply go and pick it up here. You can pick it up at podman.io. And of course, if you once you have it, you can then just simply pull the Shlink io/shlink, and then you can simply just run it in the container. That's where you just, so this command here means run. Obviously, simple enough. Run detached -d. That means that it's detached. I'll explain what that means. If you don't, you don't have to put -d, but if you don't do that, what will happen is all the logs will be showing up on the command line. So you may not want that, especially if you're logging into a remote one, because then it will take over your terminal and you won't be able to do other stuff. So that's why you need to detach it. And -p, that's for the ports. So you see here it says 8080:8080. So 8080, the first one, that's on your host system or how you access the container. And the 8080, this one here, that's inside the container. And then after that, space --name, the Shlink. This is the name of the container. So whatever, you can call it whatever you want. So Shlink is just easy. And then this is the one that was being pulled. The Shlink io/shlink. That's the one that's actually being pulled. That's an image, meaning that somebody else, it could be the application maintainers, they could have created a specific image. So you can pull that one, and then from that image you create your own container for your own specific needs. For example, like you can rename it, like right here and all those type of things. So as I said before, detached mode, I've explained is expose the port and the name of the container, shrink. And to set up shrink for the first time, you open up your web browser, then you just go to HTTP. This time there's no HTTPS, the secure one. I'll explain that why later, because it's localhost, but I'll explain that later. So, and then // whatever the IP address is, or if you have a domain, and then :8080. So you can obviously change the port numbers here, but that's fine, 8080 for now. And if you need to configure shrink for the first time you access, shrink supports various configuration options such as connecting it to a database, setting up an SSL, remember says HTTPS, the secure one, that's encrypted, and more. But for simplicity, we're assuming you're using the default configuration. That's for this tutorial. Okay, so optional, configure with Podman Compose. If you want to make managing shrink and its dependencies easier, you can use Podman Compose. That's exactly the one I'm going to do. And you can, similar to Docker Compose, this will allow you to define a Docker -compose YAML file that automates the creation of the containers and configuring services. So this makes it easier. I like using YAML files. So for example, what you do is a version number. It doesn't matter what version. You could put 3.3, 3.7, 3.8. Doesn't really matter there. Services. The reason, sorry, I need to preface that because I'm using Fedora 43, which is very good at having the latest software. So that's what I said, for me it doesn't matter. But if you're running like maybe a long-term support release version that's 10 years old or 5 years old, yeah, so the versions might matter. For me it doesn't matter because I said I use Fedora 43. And so as you can see here, the services we're going to use, the name, it would be this one, it says shrink. That's it. That's the same thing as the name there. And the image, that's the one that's going to pull. You see it's shrink io/shrink. And then the container underscore name is going to be shrink again. And then the ports, it says 8080 to 8080, and then restart always, meaning that if something goes wrong, you try to restart instead of you having to go there and manually restart it or run it again. Okay, and then just save that file. And then you type podman -compose space up space -d. Remember the -d is for detached. Alright, and here's some screenshots. As you can see, I follow my own advice. The screenshot here. Then this is the first time you run it. It's going to pull the image from shrink.io, I believe it, yeah, from docker.io here to pull it up. And then it'll be up and running, and then you just follow the instructions here for the installation composer build. You just follow the instructions and you're good to go. And I'm zipping through this because I'm gonna show you live how to do all that as well. And then of course this is a live video, so if I play this, yeah, there we go. So this is live. So that's it. Let's get started. So you have to see here in this folder here, I have a podman-compose.yaml file. You can call it docker-compose. You can call it container. No, so you can. No, it has to be podman-compose.yaml, or it has to be docker-compose.yaml. One of the YAML or YML. They all work. Podman is pretty flexible that way. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this into the GNOME editor. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see what I did here. Before we continue, I'm gonna check all the live streams. I'm live streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. I'm just going to check to make sure that the live streams are going pretty well. Okay, let me hit play. Yeah, that was BitChute. So let's refresh here for Rumble. Make sure Rumble is also working well. Rumble likes to put in some ads, so let those ads play. And let's go check out Odyssey. Oh, come on, Odyssey. Jeez, thought you fixed that bug. Why do I have to refresh like 3 times on Odyssey? Hit play. Odyssey is okay. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to monitor Rumble here because it likes to play ads for some things. I'm just checking to make sure. Okay. Okay. The ad will play. Okay. So back. Oh, YouTube is fine too, by the way. warning: the stream current bitrate is lower than recommended. Okay, that's fine. It's working. All right. So as you can see, the version is 3 services. Same thing as I explained before. The only difference is I had in an environmental variable. I said is -HTTPS enabled. I've set that to false. The reason I set it to false is because this is localhost, and I don't need HTTPS because this. I'm just showing you guys how it works. If I don't do that, it's going to maybe request something like let's encrypt, and then it will try to create some some SSL certificate. So I said I don't need that because this is localhost. This is not on a live server. If it was, I would obviously that's what I would want. Okay, so that's it. And then all you do is just drop to the command line. So we don't need this anymore. Just drop to the command line and just type podman podman -compose, and you just type up space -d. -d is for detached. So you can see it's already cached because I did this earlier, obviously, to create the tutorial. So as you can see, it's already up and running, and to prove it's running, just type podman space ps space -a, and that lists all the processes. Basically, PS stands for processes. So you can see it's running. Let me zoom out even more, and you can see here. You see it was created 16 seconds ago, and it's been up for 15 seconds. And you can see it says 0000. This means I can connect to it using localhost, obviously 0.0.00. I can also use the IP address for this machine with a server, or I can 127.0.0.1. So multiple ways to connect to this. So this 000 means that I can connect to it from anything else on the network. And you see it's mapped. This is on the host machine 8080. It's mapped to 8080 in the container. Now, if you're running, if you have some type of firewall, you need to open up that port, and it tells you it's the TCP. That's the one it needs. So you need to open that up. All right, that's it. So it is up and running. So all we need now is just a web browser. So I'm going to open up a web browser here. I'm going to use Chromium browser. No particular reason. Actually, we don't need this anymore. So I'll just show you this. And you just go to whatever host you want. So I'm just going to I'll use 127, and this time, but you can use localhost, doesn't matter. So I just say 8080, and there we go. So was it 8080? I don't know. It says welcome. This is it says shrink not found. Okay, I don't know what's going to work. Let me see what did I do wrong here. Oh, okay. So the reason for this is I might have to wipe it out. So that's one of the problems with using this type of port numbers is that it does remember. So it's kind of confused because it's trying to load shrink, but I don't know. Is this shrink as well? So it's trying to load shrink, but remember I use these ports all the time as well. So it looks like this is cached. I should really. You see, I also used 127.0.0 when I did. This is only Office, so it's trying to get only Office. Clearly, I don't want only Office. I want something else. So I'm trying to. Let me see if I put two of them. Will that work? Okay, so it's not found because it's trying to open up only Office, so it's still being cached. So that's no problem. I can do something else. Let me try. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'll try a different one. I'll try the localhost. Will that work? No, it still says not found. Not a big deal. Let's see what the problem is. So just type podman and you just say logs, and then you see our container name is shrink here. So just type shlink. And you can see here, the problem is that it's trying to connect to the GeoLite 2 database. That it needs to find my it's trying to find my it's trying to find the geolocation, and it's not. Now, why did I go here? I'll explain why I went here. That's because there's also a web version where you can do stuff on the web, but I actually don't need the web. What? You say why? You don't need the web? I actually don't need the web, and I'll explain to you why. Because the version I installed, I didn't install a web server, so I'll prove that to you guys. It's all command line. So let me explain what I mean. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate an API key. You're going to need that anyway, so I'm going to generate one. There might already be one generated, but I'll generate another one, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've generated an API key, so I'm going to copy this because I probably will need it. There might be another one already, so we'll see which one. So first thing is you generate. So this is a command line. So we generate the key. Okay, so that's how you do it. It's basically execute Podman space execute space IT, meaning you enter the container. Then the container name is called shrink, and then shrink. This is the application to run, and API-key : generate. So it generates the keys. That's how you do it. I said there's a web one. I didn't want to install that because they have to install like Nginx and all that. I didn't want to get into that. Because I said the key part is just to get the to get the URL shortener working, and that's perfectly fine. So next we create. We're going to create a what do you call it? We're going to create a URL shortener. So this is the command to create a new URL shortener. It's podman space execute space IT space shrink, and then shrink short -URL : create. So you press enter, and it says which URL do you want to shorten. So I'm going to, for example, this one here. Let's do this. I think I already have this one. Okay, so I already created this one. You know what? Maybe I can create it again. So I'm going to grab this URL for this tutorial. Oops, not cut. Well, cut will work. Shoot, I think I can refresh. It will go the same page. Yes, it will. Perfect. Let me copy this. So I'll just paste it in here. So you see it's ojambo.com/how-to-self-host-shlink-on -open -source -URL -shortener. That's the URL. So it's a pretty long one, I'm doing that on purpose. So when I press enter, you see it processed the long URL and it made it short. So you see it created it as http : oh, there's only one colon there. That is weird. Shouldn't it be // That's weird. So anyways, so it created one, and this is a short version. You see it's much shorter than this long one here. So all you do is you just copy this and you paste it. You paste this URL. So I'll read you the short version. The short URL is http : D, C, N, lowercase r, and K. So much shorter than the one I had here. So why would you use a URL shortener? So URL shorteners are popular, for example, for text messages, or I believe Twitter as well, because you're limited in the number of characters. So for example, if I was to send this URL to someone, you see how long that is, right? Especially if I have to explain a few things. So when you use a URL shortener, you can see the benefits of using a URL shortener. Now, so as we can see, so this is the one here. So I'm going to copy this, and I will just paste it there. Short. Oops. Just a short URL. Okay. All right. Now let's clear this. So if you want to see if you want to list the short URLs, you can use Podman space exe space IT space shrink, and then space shrink, then space short -URL : list. Now you might say, why don't you just enter the container? I could do that as well. So you see here, now we have, you see there's only one because I did delete it. I'll show you how to delete them as well. Okay, I'll zoom out here just in case. I'll zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the columns here. I can zoom out even more if yeah, so that you can see. Basically, I'll zoom in so it's easier. So as you can see, it has a bunch of columns, and obviously you can see the short code, and then the URL for the short code, and as you can see the title, how to self-host Shlink. Oh, looks like it actually picked up the title of this one. Oh, it's up here, how to self-host. So it picked that up. I didn't realize it picked it up. Okay, I didn't even notice that before. It did picked up the title, and then the short one, http://dcnrk, and then as you can see here, this is the it's just going to point to this one here. Okay, so and it says okay, short URLs properly listed. So clearly there's only one right now. You can create as many as you want. So there you go. Now we can also see the statistics. Obviously I haven't used it yet, but I'll show you how you can also view this statistics. So let's clear this. So to view statistics, it's the same thing again. You can just type. You can enter the container. So I'm just going to show you this from going forward now. So there are two ways to enter the container. You can just type podman space exec space it space and the name of the container, which will be shrink, and then after that you just type shrink space visit locate. Now I'm doing this just to show you that you don't always need to enter the container. I'll prove that to you later. So as you can see here, it says that the processing, it says it's not possible to download Geolite 2 database because the license was not provided. So I think you can get a free license, but I didn't bother doing that because for me, I don't care about the geolocation because, for example, I'm localhost. I know my location, right? So I don't need that. So it says error, obviously because it can't find my city because it's not using the Geolite 2 database. So I wish they would have said something about this. So just be aware that you need to go and get the license for the Geolite 2 database. Yeah. So and then basically what it wants to get the Geolite 2 -city, and then it wants to find out where I am. So I said for me it doesn't really matter. I mean I'm in a rural area, so it's a large geographical area, so like to pinpoint where I am is irrelevant. And yeah, so I don't know why that feature is there. I guess for the statistics, but I said for me, if all I want is just a URL shortener, I don't care about the stats. Maybe if they were clicked 20 times, fine, but do I really need to care if somebody came from Germany or Siberia? I don't care. like right. So if, for example, if I want people to visit my site, all I care about is people visit my site. Obviously I don't want bots, but I'm just saying that I don't really care where they came from, right? I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just weird that way. But there we go. So if you want to list the API keys, you can also do the same thing. I'll show you how to do that. Here we go, same thing. So as I said, you just enter the container, then you just type shrink space API-key :list, and you can see there's only one key. If you remember, our key started with F19, so this is the key here, and you see the number of rows. There's no expiry date, and it is enabled. It's clearly enabled. All right, so there we go. So that's it. Now to disable the key, I'm going to show you. It's the same thing. So to disable, you just type API-key :disable. However, I'm going to enter the container just to show you that you don't. Oh, you know what? So let's disable this key. Right. So I'll show you how to do that again with the. So that's how you disable. You see that it says which one do you want to disable. So you just type 0. And you see it says this key has been properly disabled. Now let me clear this. So as I was saying is, you can enter a container. If you don't remember what the container name is, just if it's running, you just type podman space ps-a, or you can look at your YAML file. So you can see this is the name. It's called Shlink. Or shrink. No, not shrink, because there's no R. So it's, I guess it's Shlink. So all you do is you just type podman space exec space -it and then Shlink. There we go. And it is proper name. Oh, I guess I can't. Okay, I guess you can't do it that way. That must be the reason I did that one. So just type Shlink. I guess you can't, so that's fine. And then the Shlink command, and I just pressed it, and you see these are all the options. For example, you can download the database, checks if this is too old and it does not exist. Obviously, I don't have the database there. And you can see you can create another URL. You can from the statistics, obviously the domain, list how many have ever been used, redirects, the list, the rename. You can rename the API key. Tries to create an initial API key, generate, disable, delete, list. You can see all these commands here as well, right? So you can see all of them there. All right. And what else do I have here? So it was API key. Can I re-enable it? Oh, you can also delete the key here. You see it says API delete key, so you can delete it. How do I re-enable it after I've disabled it? I don't see a way to enable it. That's weird. Do I have to delete it then? Disables an API key by name or plain text, provided that it's deprecated. Huh. Creates an initial, generates a new one. So I can disable it, but I can't enable it? That's kind of weird, right? What if I made a mistake, I want to re-enable it? Okay, and then Matomo, if you guys remember Matomo, that's the analytics. So so that's fantastic. You can send it there integrated. All right, so I think that's it. That's all I'm done here. If you don't like this application and you want to delete the key, so as you guys know, so all you have to type is API-key delete. API key -delete. And oops, did I spell it wrong? Oh, API key. Oops, wrong way. API-key : delete. Then it says which one you want to delete, so that's the one I want to delete, and it says, are you sure? You type yes, and it's deleted. Now, one of the things I dislike about people who, when they show containers, they never show you how to remove the container. So I'm going to show you how to remove the container. So it's running. So just type podman -compose. You type down. Just wait, and it will properly take it down by itself. You see, it's down. So what you do is you just type podman ps-a. You see it's no longer running. Now I can remove it. So just type podman images, and you can see there's this one, the latest one. You see the size, it's not too big, it's 266 megabytes. So all you have to type is just podman space rmi, that means remove image, and then you just give it the ID here. I'm going to copy and paste. You make sure it's not running, so it's been deleted. Now, sometimes there might be some volumes, so let's check to see if there's any volumes. Just type podman space volume space ls, and there's no volumes. And if you want to make sure everything is done, you can just type. Obviously, I don't have any more images. If I type images, there's nothing. And if I type podman image prune, there should be no images at all. The dangling ones, there's none. You can do the same thing obviously for volumes. You just type volume, prune, there's nothing. So that's it. There's no containers and everything is clean, as you can see. No issue at all. So that's how you remove a container. Nobody shows you how to do that. I'm not probably the only one. It took me a while to figure that out myself. All right, so let's finish this up. Let's finish this tutorial up. So if you're interested in learning more about programming or need help with installation and configuration, I have a variety of resources available. I have programming books. You can check out my programming books at Amazon. The link is also in the description. I finally remembered to put this in there. Okay, I also have programming tutorials. So before the courses, they are on jamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. You can find courses on a wide range of topics. And I also have one-on-one programming tutorials. I offer personalized tutorials to help you improve your programming skills. You can contact me through jambo.com/contact. The link is also in the description. And if you need Shlink installation and migration services, need help setting it up or migrating it, I offer services to install and migrate Shlink on your server. Reach out to me to jamboservices.com/contact. The link is also in the description. All right. Happy setting up Shlink using Podman is a straightforward process that can be done in just a few steps. By self-hosting your own URL shortener, you can gain control of your data and have flexibility to customize your links. Whether you're looking to run Shlink for personal use or for business, it's a powerful open source tool that can meet your needs. Happy linking. All right, Asim, how are you doing, man? Things are great, man. I just finished up my I finally finished the shed. It's been like snowing and stuff. I finally finished the door frame, put the lock on. Everything is going pretty well, and today was actually the nicest day so far and the warmest day so far. It's rain, but it's 6 degrees Celsius, so that's the warmest day it's been this month. So that's actually pretty nice. The chickens were kind of freaked out because I have the hoodie on today. They were freaked out, but everything's going pretty well. Hope everything's going well for you as well. With that said, I think, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. As I said before, it helps this channel. And what happens is the more people who subscribe, the more the content is pushed out by the algorithms. And that also brings more people in who will share their knowledge, or they will ask for some requests, which I can then research and then share my knowledge to all of you guys. Okay, before I let you guys go, I do have 3 resources. I'll whip through this, don't worry. I live in a cabin in a rural area. There's no internet. Cellular service is sporadic, so I use the SpaceX Starlink residential service. I have version 2 of the equipment. I've been using it for just over 2.5 years. So if you're thinking of getting Starlink, there's a residential service, please use my referral link. I'll get 1 month free and you'll get a discount. Right now in Canada, Canadians get a free equipment. So that's a significant savings. So no matter where you are in the world, you will get a discount. The discount and its duration will depend on your geographical location, but if you think of getting it, use my referral link. That's another way you can help out the channel. And I also have an affiliate link. It's for this guy here. It's the Honeywell HeatBud personal ceramic heater. It has, as you can see up there, it has a low, the sun finally went down, now it's dark, great. It has low, high and off, and then it also has a protection, meaning that if it flips over, it will turn off. So this guy, the low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. So very, very efficient way to heat up your personal space. This guy helped me save over $100 in the coldest month of last winter, which was February. So just a quick reminder if you haven't heard this before. The first year I was here, I was paying $350 for heating. It's heated by propane. Propane has to be trucked in. So it's very inefficient. That was a mild winter. So last winter was a harsh winter, and I still saved $100 because of this little guy. So I'll tell you how I saved. I put the house temperature to 16.5 degrees, and in my personal space, like right here where I'm working, I use this space heater, and I was fine. I remember that was the coldest month of the year. So this for example, last month It was really cold, and this guy, I never switched on the heater, so I was using, sometimes actually the house got up to 13.5 degrees Celsius, very cold. But this guy helped me through it. This month on November the 1st, I did turn on the heater, but I set it to 15 degrees. And then when I feel a little chilly, which this month has been really cold, I switch this guy on for a few minutes every hour, and so it's perfect. So basically, I haven't used the high power yet. I always use low, but according to my electrical bill, I pay maybe $3 to $5 extra per month. So I'd rather pay $3 to $5 than paying an extra $200 plus for propane. So that's perfect, and I'm comfortable. Yes, I have to wear some warm clothes, but that's normal, and that's probably smarter too. So that's perfectly fine. So this one is available on Amazon. That's my free link. That means that I'll get a commission if you do purchase it. It had no extra cost to you at all. And finally, I have my novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's made by me, as you can see, created by me, Eduardo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system he created. This is the back. This is the paperback version. Sorry about the lighting. The sun just went out. And you can see there's pages in here. One more time. Yeah, there's pages in here. And this is the paperback version. I say it's a psychological thriller. There's also an ebook version. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. I made both of them as affordable as possible because this was my first writing that I made available. That's not about programming. So let me know what you think. If you have the means, please pick it up. I made it as affordable as possible. Costs basically for the paperback version go to printing and shipping, and for the ebook version it's for storage costs. All right, so yeah, pick it up on you can pick it up on Amazon, and I'll show you another way you can find it. Is every single article, pick any article on Jambo.com. Every single article I have a bio, and you see I have a link here to where you can explore my book. So it'll take you to the book page on bookshop page on Amazon. And if you need support, I have the jamboservices.com. You can go straight there. And then if you need courses, you go to jamboshop.com. The link is also here. And the links are also in the descriptions for all the channels. So that's it. Speaking of the channels are also here. Just go to the footer of any page. You see Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. So that's other ways you can follow me. You can leave a comment, for example, for your article. If it's still open, you can leave a comment here. You can put comments in the channels, as I showed you. The channels are all here as well. Or you can use the contact forms on all the sites. All my sites have contact forms. That's another way you can contact me. All right, that's the best way to contact me. Okay, so I'm going to check the live chats to see if there's any chat requests. We're going to start with the Rumble here. There's no chat request there. Let's go to BitChute, no chat request there. Odyssey, there's no chat request. YouTube, there was a sim. Let me see if I get this. Brusa? A sim Brusa? I think I got that right. It says, what's up, man? As I said before, everything's going great here. What's going on? Everything's fantastic, man. I hope you're having a lovely day as well. So pretty nice. Okay, with that said, guys, I will leave you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye now.